Hi everyone, Corey Thorne, the spiritual healer, coming in to do the vlog. Sorry, readjusting. Coming in to do the vlog for the week of September the 21st, following us all the way through until the Sunday, the Monday, which would take us into the 27th, 28th of September 2020. And tomorrow is the full fall equinox. Welcome into a new time, a new season, and the fall equinox is really bringing through some energy of balance, some sense of I want to say some justice in the areas of like where do we need to kind of bring come to like a conclusion or a closure, or kind of making some sort of deal with ourselves, some sort of sense of like stepping into this new energy. And I wanted, and this is unfolding differently than what I thought it was going to when I first came in. So when I first came in and I start channeling through, and I felt this sense of um, seeing like a gauntlet, what I thought was a gauntlet, like somebody making like some sort of like final decision or like some sort of that kind of justice. But it doesn't feel that way to me right now. And I'm unsure. I'm stuck in a recording where I'm being told to keep going, don't stop, and don't hit like end and start recording again. So I'm in the midst, you're watching a whole session go down as it's unfolding in a new light, a new time. So I'm laughing at how, as a channel, how Corey has been kind of thrown into this little spiral of vulnerability right now of where do we go from here? Where do I take this? And so not very often do you ever see me not very often do you ever see appear as having a lack of words, but in the moment I do. And that's where I am in the energy. So what's channeling through? Let me start this again. Let me bring this into a full circle. So how do we return to wholeness? How do we bring healing? How do we bring closure? How do we stop coming to conclusions about assumptions and assuming? How do we move beyond being a product of the past or repeating the past? How many times do we have to repeat the stories of life that have taken us to some of the most destructive times within this lifetime, within this period of time that we have been in? As I was told to lay the cards down, put the cards down. You just got caught in an ego story, and somehow there was a sense that they were tricking and fooling me in letting me believe that there was some sort of story that was truly about bringing a balance, because there's been a lot of listening happening through these ears today, and a lot of the listening that's been happening is not the truth of what's really happening. So what we're being told is that we truly have this energy, that there is like this dismantling, this closing, this like, are we going to finally let things die? Are we going to kind of let things decay? And I keep seeing trees, and I couldn't figure out what I was drawing, and I'm like, but the trees are all on one side. So it's like I keep getting these like strokes, like everything is coming from one side and everything is blowing from one side. And I'm like, why is everything coming from one side? Why am I not able to get this from all sides? So what we're being told in this week's vlog is that where are you listening, or how are you listening? Are you listening from your heart? Are you listening with your ears? Are you watching with your human eyes? Are you truly allowing yourself to like do justice to who we are as a spiritual being, not as a human being, to do justice to who we are as a spiritual being, to who we are solely connected and connected to divine? It is time for us to stop coming to conclusions that this is all there is. It is time for us to stop like thinking that we're wiser, smarter, or we can conquer more without being connected to some sort of divine presence. that we have to stop believing that, that these endings that are being talked about are on such a like minor little level. It's like, oh, this is such bullshit type of thing. It's like, don't underestimate what is possible, and don't underestimate what can happen, and don't underestimate the power of your soul essence to bring you to a place of letting the old die, letting this bullshit energy that we carry around with us that takes over so much of us, that we truly believe that the relationship between us and the spiritual connection is such a minor little thing that we underestimate. We underestimate the power of the God consciousness. We underestimate the power of the divine spirit, of the guides. And I don't care what you believe in, that never matters. And it never matters that we need names. And what I'm being told is, why do you need to know a name? Why do you need to know where it's coming from? Why do you need to see proof? Why do you need such physical, concrete energy, but you don't believe in a whole lot of things but you believe in a whole lot of things where you don't have physical proof, but you believe it anyway because you're hearing it on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. And I just feel like there's a whole lot of this repeat energy that's all coming from one side, and that's the human side, from the human side that you're so willing to believe. And this has nothing to do with a frustration of, this does not feel like it's a frustration this is not a frustration of like a political story or a social environment, like the social networking. That's not it. It is the frustration of that divine energy, of that sense of awareness that there's so much more than you trying to work for you. And not that they get frustrated when they roll their eyes. Like they don't roll their eyes. That doesn't get frustrated and get mad and say, why are you not freaking listening? But I feel as if there is in order to bring new balance so that we can come from both sides, we have a big awakening. We have some big awarenesses. So within your life, within the energy of what's coming up right now, is that you may feel as if you're being sideswiped. You feel like everything is coming at you from one side, from one direction, from one area that's pushing you to make a change. It may be work, it may be relationships, it may be those places in your life where it's like, why the fuck is everything pushing me? Why do I feel as if I'm being so driven from this direction, from this one place? Well, you are being driven. You're being pushed to push. You're being pushed to start pushing back, in faith, in love, in divine essence of divine love, to say, you know what? I'm questioning this. And that we don't come to some false conclusions based on some other people's versions. Like, I feel like we're pulling down. So it's like we've pulled blinds down. We've turned a blind eye. We turn a blind eye to what we don't want to see, or what we don't want to have to face. We don't want to have to go through. And there's some dismantling here that's happening because the shift in the energy is bringing us to this place of pulling the blinds up. Because we're moving into a time in fall where we actually have more darkness than we have light after this. And so it just feels like this is us where during the hours of light, you're pulling up the blinds and you're really looking. So you're being pulled up. There is a connection that's connecting you to higher self right now. Connection that's trying to pull you into listening to your intuition, like really, truly gaining your own story. And what's being placed in here is there's a passion and a desire that's not coming from anger. There's a passion that's pushing from this other direction. So from this other direction that's pushing in on you, that's pushing back with love, pushing back with passion, pushing back with so much courage and love to just say, you know what? I think I'm ready to look at things a little bit differently. I think I'm ready to look at life a little bit differently. So when I look down at the cards, I start laughing because it's the Lovers card that came out. And Lovers is not always about a romantic relationship, but it was in reverse. And I'm like, we are in such a shit show with our connection as a human and to spirit. And we truly, as a human world, has been really much living as if, so much fear of the human stuff. So we're so caught in what is happening on the earth level that we're not paying attention to everything else that's happening around us. And I've done many channeled messages on this, and I only post a few about the dismantling and the destructions that take place when this stuff is happening. We're not paying attention where we need to pay attention. And there's areas in your life right now that you're not paying attention. You're putting all your focus on, whether it's COVID, whether it's lack of finances, whether it's a man or a woman, like another relationship, whether it's your children, you're putting all of your focus in the wrong area. And you're not paying attention to the areas of your life where you need to bring light. You need to put the focus. And so there's some sort of relationship balance that's off, that you need to bring focus into a healthy relationship, into a healthy life. And that vulnerability is being exposed, that not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say, because sometimes we just need to shut the fuck up. Sorry, had to say that, just that's how I'm being told to say this. And so it's like, sometimes we just need to be very quiet, and sometimes we just need to stop, and sometimes we just need to think, who's controlling us? Where is this control coming from? Why is this having such an impact upon me? So as we're moving, had to pause, let dogs in because they were scratching at the door. And so I actually feels like something is scratching at the door. Something is scratching at our heart. Something is kind of pulling us in a direction, say, can you get past your human ego? Can you move beyond your human ego? Can you truly let go now? Are you ready to move and shift into looking in a new direction? Let's start looking a new way, and let's let the old die. Let's let ourselves start building a relationship with the divine, start building a relationship with something other than this misery that we're creating in our own world, that we keep trying to live in. Are we ready to move beyond that? And so the other card that comes out with that is death. And this is a death card. So this fall equinox really has a lot of endings, a lot of these death stories that are coming in, and they're proudly, it's like we're proudly walking with this death story. And I'm walking with this death story with a sense of, there's, what is, if you've been the biggest casualty of your own life, if you've been the one who's taken the toll from what you've kept trying to allow blow you over, or take so much control over your essence, well, why not give the spiritual self? Why not give the divine an opportunity? If everything else in our lives have failed, why are we not so willing to give that divine energy a chance to build a relationship with us? Why are we not willing to move to faith instead of fear? Are you ready? Are you ready to bring yourself into a new energy? Are you ready to make a shift? Are you ready to just try something new? Because a lot of this has obviously not been working. And if that's not been working for you, and you want to continue complaining about things, or defending, or all of that energy, if you're, and coming to conclusions, and coming to so many conclusions that constantly keep proving to be false or not true, or never bringing us into a healthier life, are we ready to move beyond that? Are we ready to say, okay, I've tried doing this relationship on my own. I've tried doing this life on my own. I've tried doing it with other people. I've tried control. I've tried forcing. But what if we allow faith? What if we allow faith? What if we allow hope? What if we allow compassion? What if we allow love? So what if we, instead of coming with such resistance, and what if we truly come from that place? There's a balance, and doing justice to our soul essence, doing justice to the world, is to build a world of love and light, and not one of fear. And so to do justice to our wholeness, to that return to home, to that return to whole self, to do justice to that is like, why not give the whole spirit essence of ourselves, the soul connection, the divine, why not give that an opportunity? And if we give that an opportunity to help us, what have we got to lose? Because what is this already costing us to be over here in this energy of fear, of judgment, of ego, of what do we have to lose by stepping over here? So this is the opportunity this week, is to truly look at the areas of our life where we can return to faith, where we can return to living in light, and just say, whatever has been like pushing me in the direction of feeling like I'm losing myself, feeling like I'm slipping backwards, if I truly give this an opportunity and it succeeds for me, what changes? Because what do I have to lose? And so it's like, and so there's been a lot of, been a lot of casualties. There's been a lot of brokenness, and there's been a lot of energy that's taken us to losing a lot of great people in our lives, or a lot of great moments in our lives, or a lot of opportunities. But what if that stops today? What if today that stops? What if the relationship that we've been avoiding the most is one with the divine? What if that is the relationship that we keep avoiding and we keep, distracting from, or thinking that we have so much human, so much human control and we can do it all as a human? What if there's something more? What if that is the relationship? So this is the message, is to return to wholeness, is to build the relationship with the power of the I am, with the power of the divine, with the power of the presence. And this is not about falling in love with self anymore, like human self, the material world. This is about moving something else out of the way so that we can build a relationship. And it is the Three of Swords that come in. So there's something in the air that's just saying there's a third person story that keeps getting in the way. And it is the fear. It is the, what I like to call the Lucifer energy. It's that energy of where we make a choice to choose to always put ourselves in the dark, or we choose to put ourselves in misery, or we choose to put ourselves in the struggle, on the struggle bus. And if we just move that ego out of the way, which is our ego, is the hardest thing. So it's the dismantling, destruction of our ego. And if we move that out of the way, we can truly, truly then be able to fall in love with self. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which truly comes in as, see her beautiful sunflower, see her, it's like there can be all of these like superstition things around us, and we can be so negative about our lives. But there's this beautiful sunflower that's like facing us and not facing up. So it's like, it's facing, what if you are the light? What if you're the light that we keep seeking and searching, and it's always been here? And so this is the opportunity for us to be able to know that we are moving forward. The fire is the dismantling, but there is a lot of like we've been turning a blind eye long enough. And as this beautiful queen energy comes in, is that if you look at her wand, it is sprouting new leaves. So it's as if this may be a fall, but we've already planted the seeds. Everything is already planted and everything is being prepared for us. But the connection we make with our divine presence right now, and with the power of the I ams, that is crucial to this next journey. And here's the Seven of Pentacles. And in the hero's journey of life, that's when we decide to embark upon the spiritual journey. It's like we're done the struggle. It's like we're just like, okay, I made a decision, I'm done, I just can't do this. Everything has been, everything keeps like pulling and becoming such work. And when life is such work, it's like we are not really living them, when we have to work so hard at everything. And this feels like we're taking ourselves into this pivotal peak point. And when we're here, now we're willing to take the journey, but it's going to take work to get to this journey. And now we have to be willing to put the work in. And that work means that we have to build a relationship with the divine. We have to build a relationship with something more powerful than us, and it is not in a human form. And it's time for us to be able to move forward in this beautiful light of love and light, and to be able to trust and have faith, and to do justice to everything that is here in this world to help us return to wholeness, and to be able to access all of the help, all of the support, all of the wisdom, all of the knowledge that is here to help us to be able to move forward in a new light as we start on a new journey. So I hope that resonates with you in one way or the other. I don't know where that message belongs, but it's like you can stop, you can contemplate a little bit more, you can look around, but something is pushing and pulls into building that relationship. So I hope that serves you. Much, much love, and I will see you all again next week. Bye-bye.